Good morning. You're watching the morning news right here on CNN News 18. My name is Toya Singh. It's a Thursday morning, and right here on the show over the next hour, we're going to walk you through all of the country's top stories. Our first story: India's most popular messaging app is WhatsApp, but a close competition comes from Telegram, an app that's been around since 2013, but that's usage had a major boost in the last few years when multiple questions were raised about WhatsApp's privacy. Now, according to third-party data, Telegram has more than 120 million users in India. Our next report, is a mega CNN News 18 exclusive. A colleague of mine, Yash, did an investigation around the usage of Telegram and financial scams that can still be unearthed within the app. These apps and these scams prey on the users. It says, and it's found, that it preys particularly on their financial investments. Fraud is committed very much through that app. Victims are made to join a group on Telegram through which all the fraud takes place. This is my colleague Yash for more. We'll walk you through this report, then we'll actually have him connect with us. We'll ask him questions in just a few minutes.
This mother's tears are a testament of how the dark world of online frauds has gripped India. Her 19-year-old boy Hardik died by suicide because of an online fraud of 1 lakh rupees.
मैं घर आती हूँ तो 3:20 पे फिर मुझे उसका कॉल आता है कि मम्मी खाना बना लेना, मैं थोड़ी देर में आ जाऊँगा। लेकिन फिर 1 घंटे बाद उसी के फ़ोन से फ़ोन आता है कि आप अपने बेटे को देखने आ जाइए अस्पताल में, फ्लोरेंस हॉस्पिटल में। जब हम वहाँ जाकर देखते हैं तो हमें उसकी बॉडी दिखा दी जाती है कि आपके बेटे में अब कुछ नहीं है। पुलिस कह रही है कि उसने सुसाइड किया। उसने सुसाइड नहीं किया है, वो सुसाइड कर ही नहीं सकता था। जो बच्चा ऊंचाई में देखने से डरता था वो 19वीं मंजिल से कैसे गिरकर सुसाइड कर सकता है? ये सुसाइड नहीं है, उसकी हत्या की गई है।
The fraudsters have a new modus operandi to extract money from their victims. In the post-COVID world, cryptos became a popular asset class amongst the youth to make a quick buck. And this is exactly how fraudsters are preying on the gullible and ill-informed. CNN News 18 spoke to several victims of this heinous crime.
हम एक्सपर्ट ट्रेडर हैं, आपकी हम हेल्प कर सकते हैं प्रॉफिट के लिए, इन सब चीज़ के लिए। तो इन केस में उन्होंने मुझे कुछ आईडीज़, कुछ अकाउंट्स दिखाए कि हाँ इतना प्रॉफिटेबल है, ये है समथिंग। देन उन्होंने मुझे कुछ अपने जो उनके हेड होंगे उन्होंने टेलीग्राम का आईडी दे दी। देन टेलीग्राम से मेरी चैट स्टार्ट हुई। उन्होंने कहा ठीक है आपको कितना स्टार्ट करना है, मिनिमम अमाउंट 5000 जो भी है। तो अराउंड करते करते मैंने उन्हें अराउंड 1,40,000 पे कर दिया। तो बीच में उन्होंने मुझसे कुछ चेक और फीस मांगी थी। तो फिर मुझे माइंड में स्ट्रक किया कि नहीं ये एक तरीके से फ्रॉड हो गया।
So let's understand how a person is lured by criminals to invest. Telegram, the famous messaging app, is the medium of choice of swindlers. When the victim joins Telegram, they are made part of a crypto investment group without consent. Then, using guerrilla marketing techniques, victims are made to believe that making huge profits via investing is mere few clicks away. Once the person is convinced, they are provided with a link which will direct them to fraudsters' website. Looking at the website, the victims are assured that there is no foul play because crypto exchanges like Binance are used to make investments. When the victim moves on to make final investment, they are directed to the Binance website. Though there is a loophole which the investors is unaware of. A person need to have a crypto wallet in order to store the purchased coin or cryptocurrency. But the fraudsters have already filled their wallet details on the crypto exchange in order to take away the purchase made by the victim. The victim is still unaware of the fact that the cryptocurrency purchased is not with them, but it has been taken away by the fraudsters. Once the first transaction is made, fraud keeps happening on the loop and the investor is made to repeatedly invest by being given a false picture of how their money keeps on growing with each purchase. The victim continues to track their investment on the fraudster's website, but the purchased asset is not with them. And when it comes to withdrawal, the fraudsters seek more money in the name of withdrawal fee and taxes. And finally, the website disappears and the victim is left with nothing in the end. The cybercrime cell of Delhi police has also taken cognizance of these financial frauds. Several accounts have been tracked and traced by the police.
Delhi police is investigating such cases before also, but this is a new modus operandi which is coming up, where the people who are looking for investing the money, they are being approached through Telegram app. Otherwise, there were cases earlier also where the people are duped in the name of investment in cryptocurrencies. So we are onto it, and we'll definitely crack it down.
As per Delhi police, the origin of these crimes are mainly from countries like China and Hong Kong. Delhi police has maintained that the fraudsters are using proxies to dupe Indian nationals. According to investigation agencies, Chinese citizens of firms are involved in most of these scams and malpractices. As per cyber experts in India, the money extracted by these fraudsters could be used for terror financing and money laundering. They also flagged off the untenable role of the dragon.
We got many such complaints especially from south of India and then Maharashtra. Now it started in northern side as well. But it is really difficult to investigate in such cases because most of these people are hidden behind VPNs. Their websites are hosted out of India, mostly in China and other Russian countries, and eventually they were used in money laundering operations or probably terrorist funding and many other illegal activities.
As per NCRB's latest data, there is an uptick in economic offences in India, as well as a rise in cyber crimes. In fact, fraudsters are resorting to newer modus operandi to dupe people. First, via Chinese loan apps, and now the Telegram has become a go-to place for these fraudsters. The need of the hour is to implement the cyber laws in a more stringent manner, and also the people need to understand about these financial frauds. In pursuit of quick and easy money, a lot of lives are being lost, and in fact the money extracted by these fraudsters is being used against India. This is Yash Goel with video journalist Narayan Singh and Vikas Rawat for CNN News 18.
Let's go over to my colleague Yash to understand more about this entire story. Yash, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for bringing us that ground report and highlighting the issue right here on the morning show. Yash, if I could understand from you, before we take a deeper dive into this story, could you bring us an overview of just how widespread this issue is? Could you give us some numbers in terms of how wide scale the larger financial rackets that are taking place on Telegram are?
Well, in fact, we're talking about the larger number. In fact, this is the new modus operandi which the fraudsters have resorted to. So if we look in terms of numbers of people being duped via Telegram, it is very tough to tell at this point in time, because this is a newer way that these fraudsters have found to dupe money. In fact, if we go by the NCRB's data, they give data for economic offences, and in that data there is a particular column in which there is specificity of the cyber crime frauds. In fact, that number is particularly on rise. In fact, earlier also we had reported that some Chinese firms and Hong Kong based firms were behind duping Indian nationals in terms of using Chinese loan apps. In fact, yesterday only a case came to the fore from Uttarakhand, where we have seen that approximately 300 crore racket was busted by the Uttarakhand police. So in fact, this racket is actually real big in terms of money, which could amount to a humongous amount, in fact, of people being duped.
Okay, Yash, I want to understand from you. You said two things towards the end of your ground report. The first, that there's a need for cyber laws being implemented, and the second, that there was a greater need to empower and educate users of Telegram to make them understand that things like this can take place. Could you elaborate first on the first aspect of what you think is the solution, where you said that cyber laws need to be more strictly implemented? Could you tell us more?
Well, Toya, there are cyber laws which are in place to protect the Indian nationals or people living inside the geographical boundaries of India, to actually protect them from these types of cyber frauds. In fact, the government had also, if I remember correctly, that government had banned certain Chinese apps, and in fact, now certain actually restrictions have also been put in place. So, for example, if a person needs to put up their particular application on Play Store, they have to go under a specific scrutiny by the authorities. In fact, this was not present earlier, like if we talk about a couple of years back. But now there are in fact laws which have been enacted by the government. Coming to the second part of the question, what we have found during a course of investigation is that most of the people who are being duped on these are mostly like immature investors who've just started investing. And in fact, we've seen during the COVID times, actually, these crypto exchanges and crypto as the asset class became very lucrative to the general public, because in a very short span of time, cryptos gave a humongous return to the people. So that is the main reason why immature people or immature investors are being duped by these people. In fact, what the need is right now, people need to understand that cryptos, or being it any asset class, you cannot make money with just few clicks on a very short span of time. It's a process that people need to learn, and if they learn, if they educate themselves, then only they can duck such frauds which are being done by these people.
Okay, Yash, I'd like to thank you for bringing us context on this story. We're going to move on very